Hey guys, Ivan here at ivanmana.com, and in this video I want to show you how to create a LinkedIn ad with their latest 2020 and possibly 2021 interface. So let's get into it. Before we begin, if you guys enjoy these types of tutorials, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified when I release more videos just like this. That being said, let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a LinkedIn account. So head over to linkedin.com and just create a profile. So I have a profile here. As you can see, that's just a basic personal profile. Then what you're going to want to do is click on advertise in the top right. And this is going to take you to the LinkedIn Campaign Manager. So as you can see, I already have some accounts here, but let's go ahead and create a new one, imagining that you don't have one. So we'll click on create account, and you can name the account. So we can name it, for example, YouTube account 2. You would select your currency. So in my case, it's Canadian dollar. And then you would enter a page URL. Now, I already have a page that I created just as an example. What you would want to do if you don't have a page is just click on create new LinkedIn page. And you would just fill in the blank. So depending on what kind of business you are, if you're an affiliate just starting out, you'll probably select this one. But it doesn't matter, the options are all the same. And then just fill in the blanks. Enter your name, enter your website, so whatever kind of website you want to promote. In my case, it's ivanmana.com, for example. You would enter that here. You would select your industry, company size, just fill in the blanks, enter the logo. And once you do that, you'll be taken to a page just like with Facebook, where you're just taking a page and then you can enter some details, all that fun stuff. Pretty straightforward, not going to go into too much detail. But what I'm going to do here is assume that you did create a page, and I'm going to select mine. Here it is, Ivan Mana, and I'll click save. And so we've just created our account, all right? Now, this account is going to hold several layers. So you have the campaign group, you have the campaign, and then you have the ads, all right? So the campaign group is what holds these campaigns together. And then at the campaign level is where you set the targeting, where you select what type of people you want to target. You select the country, you select your budget, all that fun stuff. And then at the ad level is where you actually create the ads. All right, so what we're gonna do is here we have a default campaign group that was generated for us. We could either head over to campaigns and click on new campaigns, or we could always click on create campaign here in the top right. So let's go ahead and click on create campaign and just go through the process. So the first thing it's asking for us to do is select the objective. So it's asking for us to select the brand awareness objective. So if we want to show our ads to as many people as possible, not necessarily caring about them clicking or converting, you would select this option here. And if you hover over any option, LinkedIn tells you what that does. And by the way, if you guys want a more detailed tutorial on LinkedIn ads, I do have a full 1 hour long tutorial video which covers everything in very thorough detail. So if you feel like you're missing something, or you want to know the full extent of what you can do with LinkedIn, make sure to check that video out. I will put the link in the description. But for now, let's keep going. So the other option here is website visits. So if you want to send people to your website and you just want them to see your website. So for example, if you don't have conversion tracking set up yet, you would select this website visits objective. Engagement, if you want people to like, to comment, to share your post, LinkedIn is going to show your ads to people most likely to do that if you select this objective. Video views, if you have a video and you want to then be able to remarket to people that watch a specific part or a specific time of your video, you would select this option here. Next, you have the lead generation campaign. We're not going to cover that in this video. Again, I covered that in my LinkedIn tutorial video. But what this campaign objective is when someone clicks on your ad, instead of taking people to the website, you're giving them a lead form, and then they can sign in that form, and they basically stay on LinkedIn, and then they have the chance to go to your website. Next, you have website conversions. So this is once you do set up conversion tracking, LinkedIn will show ads most likely to convert. And then you have job applicants if you want to present a job opportunity to people. So in our case, we want to promote ivanmana.com, my website. So we're going to go with website visits because we don't have tracking set up yet. And then here we're going to select our targeting. So if you have an audience, you would select it here. We don't because we are just starting. Or you can select LinkedIn audiences over here. So for example, expertise in Bitcoin blockchain. And it's going to automatically kind of select this audience for you based on what LinkedIn determines is, fit to be described as people who have expertise in Bitcoin. So you already have everything pre-populated, okay? We're not going to do that just to so we can go over all the settings. So I'm going to click reset audience here. And we're going to start again from scratch. So That's that. So the first thing we're going to do then here is select a location. So let's suppose I want to target in Canada. I'm going to select that. Oops, select that. And then we're going to close out of that. Let's say United States. Close out of that. And let's say Australia, for example, right? So let's stick with this. You can also exclude locations. You click on exclude and you follow the same process. Select what you want to exclude. And then, so for example, New York, no offense, New York, and then just select that, okay? And then if you want to remove that, just click the X. Next, we have the profile language. So this will show your ads to people with this specific interface language. In this case, it's English. Now, this is where the other targeting comes in. So right now, so far, we're saying we want to target people in these countries and that also match a specific criteria. Okay, so let's go from top to bottom. So the first option here, it says audiences. So you can upload an audience, an existing audience of people, for example, who converted, okay? And then you can retarget them, which is pretty cool. You can target a lookalike audience, which again, we haven't set up yet because we're just starting out, but I do show it in my tutorial, in my whole LinkedIn tutorial. You can target based on people that you set up as audiences. So for example, you can create a retargeting audience of people who visited your website or people who didn't buy. You can retarget those people and you can create ads specific to them. Third party and other, these are just other options. So if you create other integrations and other kind of audience lists that are not for your website, for example, you can select them here. So for example, third party, they will start being available and you're gonna start seeing them there. Now, if you're just starting out and you don't have any of the audiences, you would wanna go with audience attributes. So here is where you select who specifically you want to target without having to create an audience list. For example, you can target a specific company. So either by company category, by company name, by company size. So for example, if you go with company category, you can target people that work at one of the Fortune 1000 companies. And you know that now we'll be reaching 11 million people. So there's a lot of people working at Fortune 1000 companies, right? But we could, however, narrow it down. So you could instead say, if we go back to company, we could say company name. And for example, let's say Google. And so now we're targeting people that work at Google in Canada, US, and Australia, right? So there's about 86,000 people. And of course, we have audience expansion enabled. I'll get into that in a second. But it's very, very narrow targeting, all right? So you can really target specific companies, specific people that do certain things. Go by industry, go by growth rates of companies that are, growing. So play around with this, so many options. You can go by demographics, member, or age. Now, if you select member or age, it follows the same kind of idea that you have to enter a little check mark saying that you're not going to run ads in the employment, housing, education, or credit niche, because then that would be discriminatory. Because if you're trying to offer somebody a job and you're not showing your ads to people of a specific age, that LinkedIn considers that discriminatory. So you can't do that. So you have to check mark the box saying you're not doing that. So the same for gender, male or female, it's going to give you the options here. All right, once you check mark the box. Next, you have education. So you can target people by degrees. So if you're promoting some sort of university product, you can, select degrees and choose any one of these, like bachelor, and then select a specific bachelor degree. Pretty cool. You can go by job experience, so people with a specific job function, specific job title, years of experience. So that's pretty cool, right? You can target people, for example, from, let's say we want to target professionals. So let's say 12 years, right? So we might not be able to do that. Hold up, let's say from 11 years to 12 years plus, right? And now we're targeting these people that have at least 11 years of experience. So that's a lot of people, but it's the more experienced people, right? For example. So yeah, something like that. You can go into interests and traits, so you can select specific groups. So now instead of selecting people that work at certain companies or have certain company titles, you select them based on traits and characteristics. For example, people that are in specific groups. So for example, affiliate marketing. Let's see if there's an affiliate marketing group. Okay, so there's a group on LinkedIn called Affiliate Marketing Group, most members in the affiliate industry. And there are 53,000 people in this group. Now we go back, we can go by interest as well. So these are people that show an interest in these related topics. So for example, in health or in marketing and advertising, right? So that's probably what we would select for our product. And then you can just narrow down and, just keep going and see. If you see this little arrow there, that means you can keep going. So we can click here and we can see, help desk and customer support. And you can target people with an interest in that specific field. You can go by member traits. So people, for example, that are job seekers or people that frequently travel or frequently change their jobs, you can target them as well. So lots of options here, guys. Tons of things you can do. Play around with them. You can make it really, really narrow. So once you select that here, and in fact, let's just select something. So let's say member interest. Let's just select marketing and advertising. We'll just click that. What you can do is you can narrow audience even further. So you can say, we want to target people that have an interest in marketing and advertising, and they're in one of these countries, and we can say have something else. So for example, and they have a bachelor's degree, for example, just in general. Okay, and we can go further. So we could say they have a bachelor's degree, they are in marketing and advertising, they are in one of these countries, and, right, we could say something else again. We could say, and they are 25 to 34 or 35 to 54, okay? So we can say that. So we're still reaching 26 million people, so that's huge. But that's what you want to do, is ideally you want to narrow it down even further. You don't want to just have one kind of audience of, okay, well, let's target everybody in the US and Canada that like marketing, right? Because that's a bit broad, so you want to make it a bit more narrower. Now, the other thing you can do is you can exclude audience. So if you don't want to target specific people with specific interest groups, job experiences, or job titles, you would do that here. This is especially useful if you create an audience and you create a remarketing list of people that, for example, purchased your products. Then you would want to exclude people that purchased your products or already signed up. Like here on my page, right, I'm offering people a free guide. I would probably not want to target people that already signed up, right? I would want to target new people that haven't signed up yet. So that's where I would create this retargeting audience of people that that signed up, and I want to exclude them. So that's how this works. Now, audience expansion. So if you click on this little question mark icon, it says that LinkedIn will show your ads to people, not only ones that you specified, but also that have similar attributes, traits, characteristics. So for example, if you selected, people that are managers and you want to target people that are managers at, for example, McDonald's, if you select this option here, they might also show your ads to managers of Wendy's, for example. Okay, so things like that, you can select that option here. Now, the next thing we have to choose is the ad format. So you have this single image ad, which is just a basic ad that shows up as someone scrolls their newsfeed. You have the carousel image ad, which is the same thing as a single image ad, but instead of one image, it's a collection of images. You have a video ad, which is, again, it's the same thing. It's an ad that you see as you scroll down, but in this case, it's a video as opposed to an image or a carousel. Next, you have the text ad. So the text ads, they show up in the right-hand side of LinkedIn or at the very top. Next, you have a spotlight ad. A spotlight ad is a little square that shows up on the side, and as you scroll down, that square follows you. So as you scroll down, you will always be seeing that ad. That's why it's in the spotlight. Next, we have the message ad and conversation ad, two very similar ad formats. They both appear in your inbox, and you will get notified that you got a message from somebody and it's an ad. The difference is with the message ad, once you click on that message in your inbox, it's just going to be one big message with a call to action. And there might be a call to action at the top as well. Whereas with the conversation ad, everything's the same. You also get a message in your inbox, but when you click on that, it's going to be more of a conversation. So someone might ask you a question, give you some choices, and once you make a specific reply based on the choices, they might either ask you another question with more choices, or they might give you options as to which URL to go to, and then redirect you to their website. And so that's the difference. These are all the ad formats. So we're just going to go with a single image ad for simplicity. The next option here is it says audience network. So you can reach up to, LinkedIn is saying, up to 25% more people by using the LinkedIn audience network. So this is a collection of sites that are partnered with LinkedIn that aren't necessarily on LinkedIn, but you will be able to reach more people. So it's up to you if you want to go with this option. Next, we have the budget. So you can either set a daily budget, lifetime budget, or both a daily and lifetime budget. If you set a daily budget, you will not exceed this amount per day. And if you set a lifetime budget, you will not exceed this amount throughout the lifetime of the campaign. It could be 1 day or it could be 10 years, right? And then you could also set both. So depending on what you want to do, that's where you would play with your budget. You can enter the start date. You can select these bidding options here. So automated bid means you're going to let LinkedIn decide how much to pay. Target CPC bid means you don't want to pay any more than this amount for your view, for your click. You have enhanced CPC, which means you don't want to pay more than this much, but sometimes LinkedIn will up the bid so that you can get a click. So if you're saying you're paying a maximum of $19 per click, they might charge you $20 because they're saying, oh, well, this is a good click, so let's charge you $20 so you get it. And then you have maximum CPM bid, so you'll be paying per 1,000 impressions, which means per 1,000 times your ad has been seen. All right, so not per click. We're gonna go with automated bid. We don't have conversion tracking set up yet. I do, again, cover all of this in detail in my tutorial video, but we're just gonna skip this for now, okay? So we'll click next. We'll click save, make sure everything is good here. And now we have to create an ad. So we can browse existing content. We don't have anything. So what you do here is you can create an ad and then you can use it everywhere you want to, but we don't have it. So we can click on create new ad. And now we just have to fill in the blanks. We can name our ad. So let's say, let's say free guide. And then introductory text. So the introductory text appears here. Then you're gonna have the image just below it, just like a Facebook ad. Then you'll have the headline and description, okay? So it all goes in order. So introductory text, we could say, you know, this is get your free, or let's start with a question. So what I always like to do is I like to start with a question, same with Facebook ads, because people on LinkedIn, they're not there to buy anything. They're there to, you know, look at career opportunities. And then if you're offering this, you want to try to get their attention. So say something like, maybe new to affiliate marketing. My guide explains everything to you in thorough detail from start to finish. Okay, and then let's expand that a little bit, and then we can say you will learn what affiliate marketing is, how to select a winning product, how to create your landing page. Now this is all actually true, so you guys can get the free guide yourselves as well if you want at ivanmana.com, but we are also using it as an example. Create your landing page, how to set up autoresponder, how to set up tracking, and how to win. Okay, so we'll do that. You're not allowed to use any sort of symbols like, you know, before I would use something like this, or for example, we would use this in Facebook. Facebook is okay, but you can't use this on LinkedIn, okay? It's gonna get disapproved, so you can't do that. So we'll do something like this. So simply sign up below and get instant access to your guide. Okay. So let's do something like that. That looked good. So now we have to enter a destination URL. So I'm using ClickMagick. I want to track the clicks, right, to this site. I don't want to just blindly promote. So I'm going to head over to ClickMagick. It's a tracking tool I've been using for the past 4 years now. I'm going to head over to URL Builder. I have a tutorial on this specifically if you want, so check it out. I'll put it in the description. But in short, what I'm going to do is simply take this link. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to say LinkedIn. That's my traffic source for the medium. This is going to be CPC, or actually, let's be more specific in this case. Let's say this is a single image ad, right? For the campaign name, this one is a free guide campaign. And then these two are optional. These three are required. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to specify. So what interest targeting did we do here? We said people that like, marketing and advertising, right? So that was our interest group, if I recall, something like that. Okay. And then, yeah, so we can just use this for now. So we're going to save and copy. Oops. We're going to paste it here. Okay, we could also scrape content, and what that's going to do is just automatically kind of pre-populate the headline and description, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and add something to the headline, and let's add an image first to make it nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and click upload, and I'll upload an image of my guide. All right, so I uploaded an image of my guide. Now you want to make sure that your image is 1200 by 628. Those are the dimensions. My image isn't, so as you can see, it looks a bit awkward. So 1200 by 628 are the dimensions you want to use, same as with Facebook, all right? And then your image is gonna fit in nice and snugly is the word, right? And it's gonna look good. So then we're gonna write the headline, which is gonna be just underneath here. So we could say, let's say free affiliate marketing guide for beginners. And then we can write a description, which will show up just below that. So we can say, if you want to know more about affiliate marketing and how to get started, get my free 55-page guide now for free. Okay. And then we can add a call to action, which is going to just show up there. So we can say, for example, learn more. X out of that, and then there you go. Okay, so there's that, and this should be good. Now we can't really see the image here, or the ad here. It's not going to look too good. But what we're going to do is let's click on create, and then we're going to take a look at the ad. Okay, so make sure this looks good. You do need to enter the billing information. Yeah, because it's a new account. So we're going to click on next. Make sure everything looks good. Click on review order, and we might have to enter the billing info. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and enter the billing information, and then I will see you in just a few seconds. All right, so I went ahead and added my billing information, and I just immediately was taken to this little pop-up. So we can go to account overview. And now we have our ad here, right? So here's our campaign. Now we can go ahead and rename this just for the future because, you know, website visits, this isn't very descriptive. So we can click on manage here. And then what we should do is let's just quickly change this up. So our audience here was, for example, it was marketing and advertising, bachelor's degree, we could say Canada, US, Australia. And then we could say, for example, 25 to 54. Okay, and now we just have some more information about who exactly we're targeting, so that we can just take a first look at this and know without having to actually click on each one, right? So we can click save and exit. Everything looks good, and then here it is. Here's the name, and we should probably, I'll be honest with you, pause it just because this is just a test ad. And that's pretty much it, guys. Now, if you click on the ad, so if you go here and you actually click on the ad, you're going to see what it looks like on LinkedIn. So this is where you'll be able to see the full thing. And as you can see, the image doesn't look that good, and that's just because it's not 1200 by 628, right? So make sure you have that. And that's pretty much it. It's going to say promoted. It's going to have everything here. There's a description, your call to action. If you click that, you are taken to this page, and now it will all be tracked. All right, and upload it. Yep, and that is it. If you guys want the full tutorial again on what else you can do on how to add conversion tracking, how to create audiences, other stuff, make sure to check out that tutorial. Again, it's in the description. Also, if you enjoy these types of tutorial videos, make sure to check out my other paid ad network videos on Microsoft ads, on Quora ads, Facebook ads, and so on. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.